Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam yena bhutale Swayam Rupa Karanayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeyam Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sakrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sachivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhavitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurani Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyaeva Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo 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 Vishnupadaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Welcome everyone to our weekly Bhagavad Gita class. Thank you for taking out your precious time coming to attend this Gita class. We are continuing our discussion from Bhagavad Gita as it is. We are on chapter 2. We are on the last section of this chapter, the most important section of this chapter, which started with a question of Arjun. Arjun asked in the 54th verse a very, very interesting question. And Krishna, he has started answering. Sita pragyasya ka bhasha samadhistasya keshava stitadhi kim prabhasheta kim asita vrajeta kim. So this is a very interesting question which Arjun asked. What is the characteristic of a person who is fixed in his intelligence on Supreme Lord? Samadhistasya, he is in samadhi. That means he is always absorbed in the Lord. Kim prabhasheta, how he responds to the praise and insult. Kim asita, how he controls his senses. Vrajeta kim, how he moves around in this world full of distractions. So in response to these 4 questions, Krishna has started answering. So in last few verses we saw that this devotee, he does not entertain the desires which arise from the mind. Mind keeps on giving so many suggestions. आज ये करेंगे, कल वो करेंगे, आज काम करते हैं, आज भगवद गीता क्लास नहीं जाते हैं. Already so many things are there in my life today. So today, break. Mind keeps on giving so many reasons, so many desires. So this devotee, prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan. This devotee gives up all the material desires which arise from the mind. And then this devotee, he is never disturbed. Whether happiness or distress Dukkheshu anudvigna. He is not agitated when this problem comes. Sukheshu vigata spriha. When happiness comes, he does not think और खुशी आ जाए जीवन में. He does not desire happiness and he does not lament when problem comes. In this way, he is Vita, Raga and Bhaya, Krodha. Okay, now we'll continue from 57th verse. So in this, Krishna is going to tell what this devotee does not speak, how he is not affected by the things of this world. We'll recite this. Ya sarvatra nabhisneha tattat prapya shubha shubham nabhinandati nadveshti tasya pragya pratishtita. Translation somebody can read.
In the material world, one who is unaffected by whatever good or evil he may obtain, neither praising it nor despising it, is firmly fixed in perfect knowledge.
So this devotee, sarvatra anabhisneha, everywhere he is without affection. Sneha means affection. That means he is not affectionate towards the good things or bad things. He is not averse to bad things. Shubha or ashubha. He is unaffected. Whether shubh comes, whether inauspicious things come, completely unaffected. This is a very high level of understanding, right? प्रभु जी आप तो बहुत ही बड़ी बात बोल रहे हैं. Whether happiness and distress completely equipoised. मतलब फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता है डिवोटी को, ऐसा है क्या? मतलब some people are like that ना, फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता है. चाहे दुख हो चाहे खुशी हो, फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. He is insensitive. Is devotee insensitive? So what is the difference between insensitive and unaffected? Insensitive भी वैसा ही लग रहा है ना. Is devotee insensitive? कि भाई ठीक है, क्या फर्क पड़ता है? Is devotee not feeling those happiness and distress? Yes, he feels. Is he blind to the happiness and distress? कि पता ही नहीं है happiness है कि distress है? No, the devotee understands everything. So what is actual understanding? Devotee doesn't become desensitized to the material things. They become more sensitive towards spiritual things. They learn where to focus. The more we focus on something, it becomes big. It is just like if somebody keeps a 1 rupee coin also very close to the eye, it can cover the sun. So that's how this devotee understands where to focus. How much I should focus on the problems of the world and how much I should focus on Krishna. That is the question. So this devotee, na abhinandati, na dveshti. He never praises the good things. He never condemns the bad things. Tasya pragya pratishtita. So this devotee, he is fixed in his intelligence. So that's how we have to learn. Actually, we should learn to come to this. At least इच्छा तो होनी चाहिए. At least desire. Although we may be millions of miles away from this consciousness, but at least we should desire, one day I want to come to this level. Although we may be walking like ants and we are trying to climb mountain Himalaya, but still that should be our aim. With all our practice of spiritual life, with all our chanting, we should not expect too much out of our practice. कि प्रभु जी लग रहा है अभी 1 हफ्ते में कृष्ण के दर्शन होने ही वाले हैं. तो कितना अच्छे से चैंटिंग कर रहा हूँ मैं, मालूम है. Every day I am chanting पूरा 1 round. That too पूरा attentively. मोबाइल केवल एक माला में केवल 107 बार देखता हूँ. So sometimes we have too much expectation about our practice of bhakti कि भाई हम लोग इतनी अच्छी भक्ति कर रहे हैं ना, क्या बताएं. So we should understand where are we and where do we want to go. But still that should not make us hopeless. क्या बोल रहे हैं प्रभु जी. मतलब एक काम करेंगे, अभी क्लास के बाद आपको फीडबैक देके जाएंगे, वैसे भी कुछ होने वाला तो है नहीं. So what is the use of working hard? No, it will work. Not because we are doing nice practice, it is because Krishna is merciful. It is like that story of Garuda and Sparrow. You have heard the story of Garuda and Sparrow. Although that sparrow had no strength to dry up the ocean, but seeing the endeavor of Sparrow, Garuda became attracted and he saw, wow, my sister is trying to dry up the ocean to get her eggs back. I will help her. So our practice of spirituality is like that sparrow trying to dry the ocean of our anarthas. Our sinful tendencies, our contaminations, they are like ocean. They are like mountain. By our practice, can mountain be destroyed by that Diwali का पटाखा? दिवाली का बम लगाओ, mountain को कुछ हो ही नहीं रहा है. It requires thunderbolt. It requires Vajra. So the practice of devotional service is like that small thing which we are trying. Yashaucha nisrita sarit pravarodakena tirthena murdnyadikritena shiva shivo bhu dhyaturmana shamal shaila nisrishta vajram dhyaye chiram bhagavatas charanaravindam. Kapil Dev, he is telling to his mother Devahuti. कपिल देव मतलब ये वाले नहीं, ये भगवान के भी अवतार हुए हैं. So Kapil Dev, he tells his mother Devahuti about the meditation on the form of the Lord, how a devotee should meditate. And he says one should meditate on the lotus feet of the Lord for a long time. You know why? Because the water which washes the feet of the Lord Shiva puts that water on his head. What is that water? That is Ganga Devi. Ganga is the foot wash of the Lord. When Vamana Dev, he lifted his leg, his toe pierced the coverings of this universe, and the water of Karan ocean started coming inside, and that washed the lotus feet of the Lord, and that became Ganga. And Lord Shiva has put that Ganga on his head. So Kapila Dev says, Yashaucha nisrita sarita pravarodakena tirthena murdni adhikritena Shiva Shivo abhut. The all auspicious Shiva becomes more auspicious. Shiva means auspicious. That is the meaning of Shivji. The word Shiva means auspicious. One should meditate on the lotus feet. Dhyaye nishrishta shamala shaila nisrishta vajra. That lotus feet can destroy the mountain of sins. Shamala shaila. Shail means mountain. Shamala shail. Mountain of dirt. Mountain of anarthas which we have created. Because thunderbolt are like Vajra. Vajra can easily destroy anything. Therefore, meditate on the lotus feet for a long time. You should not rise to lotus face immediately. Meditate on the lotus feet. And then slowly we'll see our sinful tendencies, our lower nature going down. It will not happen overnight. It takes a long time sometimes. So therefore, this devotee, he tries to be unaffected. Now what are we hearing? It is a level of perfected being. At least we should try to be at that level. Unaffected by the pleasure or the pains of this world, because they both distract. Pleasure also distracts, pain also distracts. In the battle of Kurukshetra, when all the Kauravas headed by Duryodhan, Karna, Bhishma, Drona, they all killed Abhimanyu in wrong way. Arjun took a vow. By tomorrow evening, I will kill Jayadratha. Because Jayadratha was the person who stopped all the Pandavas from entering behind Abhimanyu. And next day, he tried everything. But the Pandavas, the Kaurava army stopped Arjun. And then, meanwhile, sun was setting. And Krishna, he thought, yeah, I have to do something. With his Sudarshan, he covered the sun. And then Arjun, he stopped fighting, thinking that now it is sunset. I have to end my life. And all the Kaurava warriors, they became so happy. Jayadratha became so happy. He came in front of Arjun, started dancing in joy, thinking that now he is about to end his life. And that time Arjun, Krishna, he removed his Sudarshan. And he says, Arjun, here is Surya and here is Jayadratha. His pleasure became the obstacle. He was so happy, he came out. So therefore, if we are not very careful, we will be affected. So Prabhupada writes, there is always some upheaval in the material world which may be good or evil. One who is not affected by such material upheavals is to be understood to be fixed in Krishna consciousness. And then Prabhupada continues, as long as one is in material world, there is always the possibility of good and evil. Because this world is full of duality. Duality means dvandva. Duality means ye hai, ye bhi hoga. Ups and downs, happiness, distress, pain, pleasure, insult, praise, man, apaman, all these are dvandva, the dualities of this world. So this devotee, as long as he is in this material world, the duality will be there. But one who is fixed in Krishna consciousness, he is completely unaffected. And that is technically called as, Prabhupada writes, samadhi. So when reversals come, it is natural to feel bad. But that should not make us engrossed in that problem. That is a difference between the ordinary materialistic person and a devotee. Radhanath Swami Maharaj, he was telling once that the maturity of a devotee is recognized by how he gives right responses in the most challenging situations. So the art of giving right responses, that is what we are trying to learn here. Otherwise, problems will keep on coming. We have to understand how to change this and bring the situation in such a way, make it in such a way that I can remember God in this situation. Never blaming anything. And Chitraketu is a wonderful example of this. We have heard of Chitraketu. He had 1 crore wives, original Crorepati. He tried so many ways, so many marriages, but he had no sons. Ultimately, long story, he understood that, okay, it is not in his destiny to have son. He worshipped the Lord, became a very great devotee of Lord Sankarshan. He was promoted to Vidyadhara planet. He had his personal plane. He was with his beautiful wives in Vidyadhar Loka. One day he was flying above Kailash and he saw Lord Shiva and Parvati. Parvati was sitting on the lap of Shiva. And Shivji, he was giving a discourse to all the sages who are completely renunciants. And Chitraketu, when he saw this situation, he was completely amused and he started laughing loudly. So loud that Parvati could listen. And he said, just see Lord Shiva, what is he doing? How can Lord Shiva behave like this? Only Lord Shiva can be equal and equipoised in such situation that he is giving a discourse on renunciation and his wife is sitting on his lap. But Lord Shiva's position is not affected by what the world will say. The world will follow what Shivji is doing. It is not good. So he had a different relation with the Lord. Both are devotees of Krishna. So he had a laugh. And Lord Shiva understood why is he laughing. And all the sages also understood why is he laughing. None of them said anything. Who felt offended? Parvati, chaste wife. So she became so angry. She said, who has given you rights to correct shameless people like us? Do you think you are more qualified than Brahma and the great sages? None of them are correcting us. Who are you to correct us? You are so impudent. You are behaving like a demon. I curse you to become demon. अभी फ्लाइट में चल रहे हैं और अभी श्राप मिल गया. If anything like this happens to anyone in this world, what will be their reaction? How generally people respond when problem comes in their life? Suddenly problem आ गया, सब कुछ ठीक ठाक चल रहा है, and suddenly problem. Unexpected problem. Calamity, not just problem, calamity. There is difference between problems and calamities. Problems can be solved. Calamities should be tolerated. So when calamities come, how do people respond? Generally, क्यों हो रहा है मेरे साथ? भगवान क्यों कर रहे हैं? Why Lord is doing all this? Either they cry or they blame. But Chitraketu, what he did, that is very interesting. Immediately he came down from his plane. He offered obeisances to Parvati and Shivji, and he said, "O mother, I am not begging for the rectification of this curse. I don't want you to take back this curse. Shap moksha, I don't want. I am just begging forgiveness because you felt offended. Although I didn't insult Lord Shiva, I didn't mean it. But you felt offended, that's why I'm asking forgiveness." After all, everything in this world is happening by the laws of karma. गुण प्रवाह एतस्मिन् कः शापः कः अनुग्रहः कः स्वर्गः नरकः को वा किं सुखं दुःखमेव वा. What is happiness? What is distress? What is heaven? What is hell? It is all modes working. They are like pravaha. They are like the waves of river. Sometimes the wave of happiness comes. How long it stays? Few seconds. Sometimes wave of distress comes. How long it stays? Few seconds. So therefore he says it is all modes working, O mother. I don't mind whatever has happened. It is sanctioned by the Lord. So therefore I accept it. I don't want you to rectify or nullify this curse. I have just come to beg forgiveness because you felt bad. And then saying like this, he left quietly, and he was so very peaceful, undisturbed. And both Lord Shiva and Parvati are amazed. What is this? How is this devotee so undisturbed? He was cursed to become demon, and for sure he knew that he is going to become demon. He is completely undisturbed. This is unimaginable level which we can't even fathom. कि ऐसा कोई कैसे कर सकता है? इनको श्राप मिल गया और ये बोल रहे हैं कोई बात नहीं. आपको दुख नहीं हो रहा है ना? He is feeling Mother Parvati felt bad because I laughed at Lord Shiva. I should pacify her. If somebody curses you, will you go to pacify her or him? कि आपको बुरा नहीं लगा ना? आपने मेरे को श्राप दिया है, पहले तो मैं आपको और 4-5 श्राप दूंगा. But Chitraketu is completely undisturbed. That is a devotee. That is practically application of this verse. Na abhinandati, na dveshti. He is neither happy nor envious. कि आपने मुझे श्राप दिया, मैं भी आपको श्राप दूंगा. Completely undisturbed. So that's how this devotee, this person, he is completely in Krishna consciousness. Then only it is possible. If somebody is not connected to the Lord, this is not possible. So at our level, what we can do, if somebody insults us, rather than immediately responding, we should try to just wait and tolerate and understand how should I respond. Some of you must have experienced this, that you were angry on somebody and you wrote a mail or a message, and after sending the mail or a message you thought ज़्यादा ही गाली दिया नहीं, इतना नहीं बोलना चाहिए था. How many of you have experienced this? बोलने के बाद, भेजने के बाद लगता है ज़्यादा बोल दिया. और अभी तो वो अंडू करने का भी ऑप्शन देते हैं. पहले तो अंडू का भी ऑप्शन नहीं होता था. मैसेज व्हाट्सएप डिलीट करने का भी ऑप्शन, एडिट करने का भी ऑप्शन है. बट आफ्टर यू सेंड इट, इट इज गॉन. सो देयरफॉर लर्न टू वेट before you respond, before you react. We all react. We should learn to respond. Respond means it is a thoughtful process. React means without thinking anything, just react. Just act on it. So therefore this devotee is na abhinandati na dveshti tasya pragya pratisthita. Completely unaffected. Just like Parikshit Maharaj. Parikshit Maharaj was cursed to die in 7 days. What was his fault? He just put a dead snake around the neck of Shamik Rishi. That's it. And he was the king of the world. Not a small Gram Panchayat ka chief. He was not Sarpanch. He was not chief minister. He was not prime minister. He was the king of entire world. And he was cursed by whom? By a small boy. 5 साल का. मतलब it is against the reputation, right? श्राप भी कौन दे रहा है देखिए. 5 साल का बच्चा. कोई बड़ा श्राप देता तो हाँ भाई ठीक है, पार्वती श्राप दे रही. Parikshit, he had all the powers to retaliate. He had the power to counteract the curse also. Chitraketu also had the power to counteract the curse. It is described in Bhagavatam. Still he tolerated, because he thought it is plan of the Lord. If some things are happening, if something is happening which is beyond my calculation, beyond my expectation, that means accept it as the plan of the Lord. Prabhupada writes in one purport in Bhagavatam, when things go beyond our control, when things are unexpectedly happening in our life, we should understand that this is the plan of the Lord and learn to accept it. Parikshit, he very quietly, when he came to know that I am cursed to die in 7 days, he quietly accepted that curse and he was very grateful. तमोपयातं प्रतियन्तु विप्रा गंगा च देवी धृतचित्तमीशे द्विजोपसृष्टं कुहकस्तक्षको वा दशत्वलं गायत विष्णुगाथा. He immediately renounced everything. He gave his kingdom to his son and he went to the bank of Ganga. Immediately the news spread all over the universe. Not just this world, all over the universe. The king of entire Jambu Dvipa, entire Bhumandal is renouncing the world. News कहाँ कहाँ फैलेगा देखिए. If tomorrow the prime minister of a country, prime minister of India says, आज से संन्यास, within few seconds the news will spread. What to speak of Parikshit? He is the king of entire world. Immediately big sages they came. Whatever names we have heard in history of Vedic India, किसके कौन कौन से नाम सुने आपने साधुओं के? बताइए. बड़े बड़े साधु, ऋषि मुनि, कौन कौन से नाम सुने? हाँ, विश्वामित्र, वशिष्ठ, वाल्मीकि, Durvasa, Kashyap, Angira, Bhrigu, वेदव्यास, नारद, इसमें से सब 80% तो थे वहां पे. The huge list, 3-4 verses are mentioning who all were there. Atri, Vashishta, Angira, Bhrigu, Kashyap, Narada, Vyasdev, Parshuram, Bhardwaj. Bhardwaj का नाम सुना है? All the big personalities were there. And Parikshit Maharaj, he now makes a prayer to them. O great sages, it is the mercy of Ganga Devi, it is the mercy of Supreme Lord that all of you have come. I have one request. All of you please keep singing the glories of Krishna. Dashatvalam Gayata Vishnu Gatha. Please keep on singing. He is not blaming Lord. He is thanking the Lord. He says, actually I was so attached to my family life. Vyasakta chittasya griheshva bhikshanam nirveda mulo dvijashaparupo yatra prasakto bhayama sudatte. Just to make me detached from my family life, Krishna has orchestrated this curse. That is a devotee. Never blames the Lord. Vidurji, the whole Bhagavatam is full of such stories. You will never hear in Bhagavatam, ये बहुत अच्छे डिवोटी थे, जीवन भर अच्छे से भक्ति की और वैकुंठ विमान आया और भगवत धाम चले गए, हरि बोल. फिर भागवतम में नहीं आते वो. Bhagavatam is full of examples how devotees they tolerated the calamities to show us, okay, this is what we have to learn. Vidurji, he was minister next to the king. He was always giving good advice to Dhritarashtra. The instructions of Vidurji, they are so wonderful. They are called as Vidur Niti. When Duryodhana was born, from that day onwards, Vidurji was telling Dhritarashtra, throw away this child of yours, O king, this son of yours will destroy your entire dynasty. आप लोग बोलेंगे ऐसा कोई कैसे कर सकता है? How can somebody throw his child? But it was the king's responsibility, not just towards his family, but towards the kingdom. Tyajatyekam kulasyarthe gramasyarthe kulam tyajet gramam janapadasyarthe atmartham prithvim tyajet. To save one family, one should be ready to sacrifice one person. Tyajatyekam kulasyarthe, kul ki raksha ke liye one can be given up. Gramasya arthe kulam tyajit. To save one family, to save one village, one family can be given up. And gramam janapadasya arthe. To save country, one village can be given up. And to save ourselves, to save our soul, one should be ready to give up the entire world. So therefore, Vidurji was giving so many instructions to Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra never heard, but he kept on giving. Right before the battle of Kurukshetra, again Vidurji comes. And he again tells the same thing, Dhritarashtra, now give up this son of yours. Your entire dynasty will be destroyed. You don't know? Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. All the devatas are on the side of Krishna. He has defeated so many kings, Jarasandha. He has killed so many demons. He has killed Kamsa. He has killed Aghasur, Bakasur. He is not an ordinary personality. He has all the Yadus and Vrishnis with him. Please don't become enemy of Krishna. Please don't become enemy of Pandavas. No effect. Dhritarashtra, he said, but what will Duryodhan say? Duryodhan will never accept this. Vidur says, this Duryodhan is sin personified. Saesha dosha purushas dvidaste grihan pravishtoyam apatyamatya pushnashi krishnad vimukha gatashri tyajatya shaivam kul kaushalaya. If you want kul kaushal, kul ki raksha karna chahte ho, just give up this son of yours. This personality, Duryodhan, he is envious of Krishna. अरे वो आपका पिंडदान कैसे करेगा? पिंडदान में किसकी पूजा होती है? विष्णु की पूजा. ये तो envious है. He is envious of Vishnu. He is not your son. He is the result of your 10 million sinful lives. It's बहुत strong instruction, बहुत strong. फिर भी नहीं सुनते हैं धृतराष्ट्र, और दुर्योधन सुन लेते हैं. Duryodhan hears what all he is saying. And Duryodhan becomes so angry. He says, who has kept the son of a maid servant here? Just throw this person out of this palace and leave him only with his breath. That means beat him so much that he is just alive. And these words, they enter the ears of Vidurji. They are like burning arrows. Vidurji understands that this is now Yoga Maya working in my life. And this is how Mahamaya is working in the life of Duryodhana. He understands that Krishna, he has a plan for me. Now I have to leave this palace. Saittam atyulban karna bane bhratu pura marma sutaditopi Swayam dhanurdvari nidhaya mayam gata vethoyat urumanayana. Itham ati ulbana. Ulban means hot. These words were like very fiery hot arrows. Karna ban. Kaan se ban ghus rahe andar. And he was really afflicted. Bhratu pura marmasu taditopi. Marma means all the sensitive points. Marma. So what he did, he placed his bow. He was also a fighter. He was also a warrior. Although he was not Kshatriya, he was born of a maid servant, but he was a fighter. He had a bow. He placed his bow on the palace gate and he left, thinking that I always wanted to go for a yatra. छुट्टी नहीं मिल रहा था. अभी लंबी छुट्टी मिली है. कृष्णा ने अच्छा छुट्टी दिया है. अभी पूरा यात्रा करके आऊंगा. अभी कोई लीव का टेंशन ही नहीं है. नो लीव एप्लीकेशन. Whole life is leave only. That is how Vidurji responded to the problem. So therefore, devotees understand whatever Krishna is doing in my life, it is for my ultimate good. In the short term sense, it may be disturbing. It may look, क्या चल रहा है मेरी लाइफ में, क्यों कर रहे हैं भगवान ऐसा. But a devotee understands, okay, ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं. We have to just be patient, accept the problems of this world, and sometimes we have to tell ourselves, कोई बात नहीं, हो जाएगा. I've told you this story. One time a mother, she was with her child in a mall, and a small child is throwing tantrums. She's shouting, crying, मम्मी ये चाहिए वो चाहिए, क्यों नहीं दे रहे, चिल्ला रही है. And this mother, अभी ऐसा करती है कभी कभी. So this mother, she says, Jennifer, relax. कि ये कहाँ रुकने वाली. She keeps shouting. और सब वो आके बोल रहे हैं, what are you doing, please, pacify him, pacify her. Jennifer, relax. और चिल्ला रही है, Jennifer, relax. तो लोग आके बोलते हैं, वो मैडम बोलने से नहीं होगा. She says, Jennifer is my name. So that's how we have to understand. कि भाई कभी कभी when problem comes in life, खुद को ही बोलना पड़ेगा. We should not try to pacify others. ये चल रहा है, वो चल रहा है, कैसे सॉल्व करेंगे प्रॉब्लम. Learn to be silent. Learn to be peaceful. That is what Krishna is saying. The more we connect to the Lord, the more we will become peaceful. Will not be disturbed. The world will keep on throwing all the tantrums, but we have to keep saying, "Renipa, relax," because Krishna is in control. We should not be disturbed. And many times, just by telling ourselves, it doesn't work. In that situation, we need devotees. In most of the situations, we need devotees only. Because all this knowledge doesn't come to us when we need it. Unless we are really exalted, really mature. Even if sometimes we are very mature, still we need devotees. The story of Sanatana Goswami is a classic example of this. Sanatana Goswami, we all have heard some things about Sanatana Goswami. He is one of the great acharyas. Mahaprabhu personally taught him for 2 months. And then Mahaprabhu came back to Jagannath Puri. Sanatana Goswami, he was traveling from Vrindavan to Puri. He wanted to meet Mahaprabhu. On the way, he drank some contaminated water. And his body was full of boils. And they were oozing pus. It was very painful. And Sanatana Goswami started thinking, what is the use of my life? I will go to Jagannath Puri and in Rath Yatra, I will end my life by jumping under the Rath cart. Who is thinking like this? Sanatana Goswami, one of the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan, who heard from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for 2 months, who is our Sambandha Acharya, who has written Hari Bhakti Vilas, who has written this Brihad Bhagavatamrit. वो क्या सोच रहे हैं? सुसाइड कर लेते हैं. क्यों? So much problem. When Sanatana Goswami reached Jagannath Puri, Mahaprabhu came and he met Sanatana Goswami. He said, Sanatana, who has given you rights to destroy another's property? And he is not understanding what is happening. Sanatana, your body is my property. এই শরীর মোর প্রধান সাধন, এই শরীরে সাধিবু মুই বহু প্রয়োজন. I have lots of plans. I was about to use this body for many purposes. You are going to do so many things for me in future. How can you think of ending your life? And Mahaprabhu embraces Sanatana Goswami. Sanatana Goswami felt very bad. This body full of pus, Mahaprabhu is embracing. Just by the embrace, Mahaprabhu purifies the body and cures him. Haridas Thakur says, Maharaurav karite, Maharaurav haite korile tomara uddhara kripara samudra Krishna gambhira apar. So, actually this is spoken earlier by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Sanatana Goswami. So basically, Sanatana Goswami, although he had all the knowledge, but still he needed devotee. So we should not feel अभी तो मैं 16 मल्ला कर रहा हूँ, मालूम है, भगवद गीता भी आई एम रीडिंग एवरी डे ऑलमोस्ट, और एकादशी को तो 64 ऐसे ही हो जाता है, 64 माला. हाँ मंत्र नहीं. One time our Gaurang Prabhu was telling कि भक्ति वेदांत में वो लोग प्रभु जी आते थे क्लास देने के लिए डॉक्टर्स को. There was one neurologist. After 6 months, he said, Prabhu ji, every week Prabhu ji would ask, chanting कर रहे हैं? प्रभु जी टाइम नहीं है, no time. After 6 months, he said, प्रभु जी chanting करना शुरू किया है. बोले कितना? पूरा एक मंत्र. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. आज की माला So after 1 year, he came to 16. माला नहीं, मंत्र. ऐसा करते करते 1.5-2 साल में वो 64 पे आया. मंत्र. So one program, Gaurang Prabhu asked, माला चल रहा है ना? हाँ प्रभु जी 64 चल रहा है. There was one initiated devotee, 16 माला वाला. उसको शॉक लग गया. अब प्रभु जी क्या क्या प्रीचिंग कर रहे हैं आप? तो प्रभु जी बोले टेंशन मत ले, वो 64 माला नहीं है, 64 मंत्र है वो. So anyways, so we all need devotees in our lives, whoever we may be, however advanced we may be. Even if we memorize all the 700 verses of Gita, even if we memorize all the verses of Bhagavatam, but to apply those verses, we need devotees. Sometimes we will need, for sure. So nobody should feel, मैं तो अभी एकदम ऐसा डिवोटी में, मैं ही अभी धुरंधर हूँ अभी. I am such an advanced devotee, मेरे को क्या जरूरत है किसी devotee association का? If somebody feels, Prabhupada says that if somebody feels I can practice Krishna consciousness alone, he is an illusion. We all need devotees. Devotees remind us whenever we get deviated. They remind us, प्रभु क्या कर रहे हैं? माता जी क्या कर रहे हैं? आ नहीं रहे, माला चल रही है. Bharat Maharaj was such a great devotee. He was a self-realized Mahabhagavat. He went to the forest and he got distracted by a deer. Why he got distracted? Because there was nobody to tell him, Bharat Prabhu क्या कर रहे हो? ये deer को छोड़ दो, माला करो. He stopped doing his sadhana. So we all need devotees in our life, so that we can apply all these principles. If we don't have devotee association, then it is really difficult to advance. And these weekly discussions, they are to make us more and more aware of the value of association. Otherwise, if we think, okay, it is getting too much, ये डिवोटी के साथ में आते हैं ना तो बहुत सारा कुछ आ जाता है साथ में. फिर डिवोटीज दे आस्क ऑल्सो कि प्रभु जी चैंटिंग कर रहे हैं क्या, फिर सेवा के लिए आएंगे क्या, यात्रा के लिए आएंगे क्या, फिर ये हो रहा है उसमें सेवा करेंगे, वो हो रहा है. घर में अकेले आराम से आई एम चैंटिंग 16 राउंड्स एवरी डे. व्हाई डू आई नीड डिवोटीज? डिवोटी किसके लिए चाहिए? चैंटिंग में हेल्प करने के लिए ना. आई एम ऑलरेडी चैंटिंग. No, devotees are not just needed to remind us of chanting. Devotees are needed so that we can relish Krishna Katha. अकेले कैसे कृष्ण कथा में मजा आएगा? परस्परानु कथनम पावनम भगवद्यश मिथारति मिथातुष्टि निवृत्ति मिथात्मनः. When we sit together, when we discuss Hari Katha, that Hari Katha in association enlivens the devotee. That's why the biggest of the devotees, Dhruv Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Lord is standing right in front of them, and what are they asking? Just imagine, कल आप माला करने बैठे और भगवान प्रकट हुए, बोले वत्स मैं आपकी माला से बहुत प्रसन्न हूँ. माला से मतलब आपके जप से. Ask for a benediction. क्या मांगेंगे आप? मतलब सोचा नहीं ना कभी ये सब की. कभी कभी सोचना चाहिए क्या मांगेंगे. Any thoughts? If the Lord is asking directly, what? Ask for a benediction. I am so very pleased by your wonderful devotional service. Vardhan mango. All the great devotees of the Lord, what they ask. We may ask, oh my Lord, please give me pure devotion. Please take me to spiritual world. But all the great devotees, what they ask? Dhruv Maharaj, what he asks? Bhaktim moho pravahatam tvai me prasango bhuyad anant mahatam amala shayanam येनाञ्जसोल्बनमुरु व्यसनं भवाब्धिं नेष्ये भवद्गुणकथामृतपानमत्तः. He says, I want association of devotees regularly. Bhakti muhu pravatam. Again and again I want association of your devotees, because in your devotee association, you know what happens? Lord may say, Are Baba, theek hai, devotee association, but have you made any plan to go beyond this material world? संसार से निकलने का कुछ प्लान है कि डिवोटी के साथ ही रहोगे खाली? ये नांजसोल्बनमुरु व्यसनम भवाब्धिम. Oh my Lord, I will very easily cross this ocean. I will not even realize it. Because in association of devotees, when we are discussing Hari Katha, it is so nectar, it is intoxicating. I will be so intoxicated in Hari Katha, I will not realize the pains of this world. It is just like a person who is drunk. Have you ever seen a drunkard walking by? कितने लोगों ने देखा ऐसा, पूरा drunk? Many of you must have seen. Even if you beat him, still he will laugh. Even if you put bucket of water, still he will get up, he will again walk. Completely oblivious of all the pains of the world, intoxicated. So Dhruv Maharaj says, Neshye bhavadgun katha amrit pan matta. I will be intoxicated in your Hari Katha. I will not even realize when I cross this material ocean. That's why, my Lord, please give me association. And the association of devotees, they give such nectar. Because when the devotees speak, the nectar which comes from their mouth, that is intoxicating nectar. So therefore, please give me association. Prahlad Maharaj also says the same thing. Soham priyasya surida paradevataya leela kathastava narasimha virincha Geeta. I want association. So therefore, this luxury which we are having of coming together, hearing, chanting, it is not an ordinary thing. It is a rare achievement. To get a chance to hear Hari Katha in association of devotees, to understand the value of our life, to understand what to expect, what we should aspire for, to learn all these things, that is luxury. Because what is the aspiration of people of this world? Dhanam janam sundari kavita. Yahi hai aspiration. Wealth, beautiful wife or husband, fame, prestige, followers. इंस्टा पे तो इतने सारे फॉलोअर्स हैं मेरे मालूम है. आई हैव 1 लाख फॉलोअर्स. आपके कितने? 1000 है, मेरे 1 लाख हैं. So people are after followers. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, please know what to aspire. Understand what should we aspire for. Don't aspire for things of this world, because even if you don't aspire according to your destiny, if you do suitable endeavor, you will get. Jantu bhave tasmin yam yam yonim manubraje tasyam salabate nirvrati na virajyate. In this world, everybody gets happiness. You should not aspire for the material happiness too much. Just endeavor whatever is needed, that's all. Don't do over endeavor. Over endeavor is condemned. Regular endeavor, whatever is needed, that we have to do. We have to work, we have to take care of the family, we have to maintain our health, we have to earn. That is unavoidable. But if we are over endeavoring means that is giving us anxiety. That endeavor should be avoided. And okay, anxiety also, there are 2 types of anxiety: manageable anxiety and unmanageable anxiety. Because we all are going through some anxiety. Sometimes anxiety is manageable, sometimes it is unmanageable. That unmanageable anxiety is really dangerous for a spiritual practitioner. So that we have to avoid. Then it becomes unnecessary prayas. which is not conducive for spiritual practice. So therefore, this personality, Prabhupada writes, this devotee, he is simply concerned with Krishna, who is all good and absolute. Such consciousness in Krishna situates one in a perfect transcendental position called samadhi. So that's how this devotee is always thinking of Krishna. So we have to learn to mold our life in such a way that we can think of Krishna. Try to organize your life. We have to do it so that we can think of Krishna in all the situations. We all have our phones. Keep the photo of Krishna. Okay, keep some verses of Bhagavad Gita on phone. Screen saver उधर लगाइए, वर्स लगाइए, पढ़िए थोड़ा उसको. Invent some means so that we can be connected to this sound vibration. Use your social media nicely. Use your gadget nicely. The devices which we have, if we are not using it in service of the Lord, then they'll be used in service of Maya. They'll take us away from God. So that's how we have to learn to practice all these things. And then, in the next 6 verses, Krishna will explain something really wonderful. How this devotee learns to control the senses. He gives a very wonderful example of a tortoise. How tortoise withdraws all the limbs. How many parts of tortoise's body comes out of the shell? 5. How many senses we have? 5. So that's how Krishna gives a very appropriate example. How we should learn to withdraw all our senses and how we should at appropriate time explore the world. We'll continue next time. Any questions anybody has? Any questions or comments? Any thoughts?
आपका सुबह का भागवतम बोध
Correct. Thank you.
1 घंटा जाता है ऐसा लगता है कंटिन्यू आपका दिन
1.5 घंटा हो गया. I'm doing it for myself.
Very wonderful.
आप खुश होके बोल रहे हैं कि